Hello everyone, welcome back to another Sky Lounge here on Airline Videos Live. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us today. I am Kevin, and we've got Rudy and Brandon with us as well. And we will soon be joined by Nick there with the jet tip. We've got quite a show ahead. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. So glad to be back on the Sky Lounge. Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. And thanks again for putting this on, Kevin. Awesome.
Absolutely. And Brandon.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Joining us once again, just a plain guy.
Indeed.
How is everything going with you these last few weeks?
Everything's been well. Hope everybody's Thanksgiving was good. We made it to a new month. So I hope everybody's doing great. And let's finish this year out strong. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. I can't believe we're counting down the days to the new year. What is it? 21 days till Christmas? We were just talking about that. We're already thinking about New Year's Eve, all that kind of stuff. And then we start 2022 and think about 2022, what kind of a year that's going to be for the channel. Big time, big time. Can't wait. So thank you all for tuning in. Of course, this is Sky Lounge, a talk show where you guys get to chat with us, Kevin, Rudy, Brandon. You guys ask the questions. We're here to answer them for you. And like I said, we have Nick with Jet Tips here as well. But to get us into the show, because it's close to the holiday season, as we got our Christmas decorations up, Rudy, I think you're going to do another thing for us today. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Here we go.
Nice. Round of applause. Always doing such a great job. Rudy, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Anybody know what that tune is? What tune did I play?
I think they're all saying it in the chat right now. Sleigh bells.
Let's see. Who got it?
Bobby D. That's the first one I saw. Sleigh bells. Jeez, maybe we should just take requests for Rudy. Any requests for Rudy? Any Christmas song? You know the whole catalog, right, Rudy?
Yes, actually, the title is Sleigh Ride. Congratulations to Joseph for getting that. Yeah,
yes.
It's Sleigh Ride by Leroy Anderson. Very popular holiday tune playing everywhere around you.
Yes, and if that doesn't get you in the holiday spirit, I don't know what does. Thank you so much, Rudy. And speaking of the holidays, Rudy, what do you have in store?
Oh, you mean behind me?
No,
all kinds of
you have
decorations
something
behind me.
Yeah, but you have something that you're actually going to sell for the holidays, correct?
Yes, I do indeed. And some of you might have seen my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, it's LA Planespotter, by the way. You might have seen that I've asked for some help with putting this together because I literally have hundreds and hundreds of pictures that I have taken over the course of the last year. And so this is my new thing that I'm working on. It's the 2022 calendar, custom made by yours truly. These are all pictures that I have taken over the last year.
Wow.
And it is now time for you to place your pre-orders with me. If you're interested in purchasing this very special calendar, please send me an email. I know Kevin's going to put up the email address in just a bit. There it is, laplanespottter@gmail.com. And here is a quick preview of the calendar that I have put together with lots of love. Yes. And these are all of my favorite pictures that I have taken over the last year.
Wow.
Edited with all of my love. And
amazing.
You can see what we have. We have lots of queens in this calendar.
Of course.
A couple of A350s, some special liveries for you.
Allegheny, wow.
Yeah, and again, these are all of my pictures, and some taking pre-orders right now. I'm kind of trying to get a feel for how many people would like a calendar. So if you're interested, again, send me an email. You are more than happy to do that, more than welcome to do that. And just let me know that you're interested in purchasing a calendar. Send me your address, and I'll let you know how you can pay for it. It is $25 plus shipping, and there it is. So if you're interested, have any questions, please send me an email. So yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Awesome.
Well, I'm buying one. That's for sure.
You got me down.
Thank you so much.
Excellent, Rudy. That's awesome. Now, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
What do you got going on for the holidays?
Basically work. I'll be working through the holidays. But you know, just work. Haven't really come across that bridge yet, but right now, just work. So.
Well, it's never a bad thing. You know, there is holiday pay as well, correct?
Yes, there is.
There you go.
Yes, there is.
Well, we already have a tip already today. David Rodriguez with a $4.99 tip, also one of our YouTube members. Hey, Kevin, are you ready for the British Airways A380 arrival on Thursday? We're getting there. Yes, we will be out there. I told you guys, when was I out there? Thursday. I told you guys it would be a week from today. We'll be out here. More than likely there at the parking garage. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Yes. How's the things at LAX? Because you know you work for a major airline there, Brandon. Are people getting excited about yet another A380 back at LAX?
You know what? I haven't heard any talks about it. Of course, I knew it was coming, but I haven't heard too many people talking about it. But maybe if I go down to the international side, I can find someone that's expecting it. But
yeah, we're all looking forward to it. Add another A380 back to the list here at LAX. Hopefully that list becomes long once again. I have a feeling it probably will. And Wyatt with a $5 tip as well. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. All right. Now, we want to bring in yet another Av Geek to the stream here today. Let me see if we can do this. There we go. Nick! Hello and welcome to Sky Lounge. Oh,
good to see you, Nick. Mike is
Nick needs to unmute.
I know. I'm sorry.
There you go.
We were running a professional
Nick.
operation here.
Hello, Nick. So, Nick, he is the man behind Jet Tip. All those Jet Tip alerts that we run throughout the course of Airline Videos Live. He is the man.
It's my baby. I'm very happy to help people see cool airplanes when they're out with their family or watching you online, whatever the case might be. So,
yeah. And can you kind of give us a brief history about this? How long has Jet Tip been around?
Jet Tip started out as an idea. I wanted it to be a Twitter bot that would tweet when it found out about interesting airplanes that were landing at my home airport here in Minneapolis. And it kind of snowballed from there. That was almost 4 or 5 years ago now. Mm-hmm. And launched it as a website available at, I think, 5 airports in the United States. And I think we've got coverage at more than 300 now across the United States and Canada. So, wow. And now the thing I'm most excited about is we just launched a new app, and I'm tremendously excited about that. That makes it more accessible for people.
Absolutely. So. And there it is.
Look at that.
How exciting is this? A new app.
Yep.
And so how is this gonna change? I mean, obviously before it was web-based and you'd get text. So this is gonna bring it all together in one.
Yeah,
correct?
This is sort of kind of bringing it up to the modern expectations of what people are expecting when they're looking for an app or a service like that. So instead of text messages and a website, it's kind of shifting the focus more towards notifications that you would get on your phone like you would from any other app, and the performance that you can get through the app on iOS or Android is much higher than it would be through your web browser on your phone. So
right.
Things load faster, you'll get you alerts faster, and they have more details. Excuse me. And it's a better experience all around. And
we've all got it on
everyone's
our
got
apps.
it. That's it. So it's a much better experience for everyone, and it lets you know when you should head out, jump into the car or on the bus and head down to the airport and catch a cool airplane at your airport. So
it's a must.
So So you guys, this is all about you guys being able to chat live with us. So if you have any questions, let us know. I know one of the ultimate questions, Nick, is are you going to expand this to maybe Europe and other parts of the world? I know that's probably the number one question that's ever asked, right?
I've been getting a lot of questions about that. It'll depend on the data availability that we in other markets. So yes, I'm hoping so. The app will allow me to expand into other markets and do that eventually. And yes, it's definitely on the front of my mind also. Hopefully in the next few months we'll have another big announcement maybe we can make on the show here, and we can talk about that more. But yes, I would like that very much. I know people and all over the place have been asking me about that. So I apologize that it's not worldwide. Believe me, I wish it were.
Baby steps. You can't. Yes. I mean, airline people always ask me, Kevin, you're going to take the show to Europe? You're going to take it here? You're going to take it there? Eventually, we'll get there. You just got to baby steps along the way. You know,
all it takes is an infinite pile of resources and time, and we'll be there eventually, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, Brandon or Rudy, do you have any questions for Nick?
I just wanted to mention I did download the app. I was super excited when it came out, and I did post a positive review on the App Store. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah,
I appreciate those reviews. All make a big difference. Some people who aren't fortunate enough to watch the live stream here, they're only going to find out about it on the App Store or the Google Play Store. So those positive reviews make a huge difference for me. So
I've yet to do a review, but you got 6 stars, 7 stars with me, Nick.
Excellent.
To be honest, like I said, I just downloaded the app 2 days ago, and I'm still just trying to really play with it. It's so much. If you guys don't have it yet, you guys should get it. It's free at the App Store, and it's simply awesome. So
So to clarify before anyone gets disappointed, the app is free to download, but there is $5. It's $5 a month to get those alerts. So.
Yeah, $5
and access all of the airports. So I just want to prevent disappointment from anyone there.
And Alpha Bravo with a $5 tip here today. Also one of our Diamond members, longtime supporter of the channel, longtime viewer. Please see what you can to send more special liveries to DCA. I wish we had that much control, right, Nick?
Oh, yeah. I'll talk to my people and see what I can do.
Yes. I mean, it seems like we get a pretty good chunk of special liveries here at LAX. Would you say that that's intentional, or do you think it's just by luck?
That's just a function of Los Angeles being such an amazing and special place.
Yeah.
It's a focus city and a hub for all of the major American carriers. There are very few other places that even come close to comparing to Los Angeles. It's just a special place for aviation.
It is. Seems like we get a good variety of them, though there are some that we never see. And I can't, obviously it has to do with there's one, China Eastern 777. Maybe you can, you know which one I'm talking about? That big, the blue one. I think it's the newest one.
Sure.
I think the only 777. Yeah.
There are several instances where the configuration inside of the airplane it varies. Some airlines, I'm not familiar with that one specifically, but generally it has to do with the number of business class and first class seats they have on a particular aircraft.
Right.
And they'll send some aircraft go to certain markets and other aircraft just don't. And then, of course, there's just pure dumb luck, too. I know, Sometimes it feels like the route managers are specifically trying to prevent sending that special livery to your airport. And, I'm sure they're not, of course.
Yeah, because I always see it in Chicago, and I don't think it's ever been to Los Angeles. But I understand it's the configuration and whatnot. So,
never say never, though.
What's that?
Never say never.
Never say never, because I mean, you look at ANA with that Dreamliner, the R2D2. I was like, well, it's never going to come here because they just don't send the Dreamliner, and lo and behold, last year they sent it. So you never say never.
We had a Eurowings 777 come in yesterday.
Oh yes, on Thursday. It left yesterday.
Yeah, so that was rare. So I mean, LX is full of surprises. So.
And Brian Oxley, one of our YouTube members, asks, which airport has the most special liveries? Is that something you would know off the top of your head there, Nick?
Off the top of my head, I would actually guess it probably is Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. You'd be looking at... Seattle's going to have quite a few, too, but a lot of that's going to be the Alaska... just because Alaska Airlines has a proclivity to spend a lot of money on paint and special liveries, and God bless them for doing it. So I think you're probably more likely to see more there, just on a regular day-to-day basis. But as far as your variety and stuff goes, probably you're doing better in Los Angeles, I'd imagine. But
I mean, we love LA.
Yeah, it's good. Phoenix does pretty well too. With
that is true, right in Southwest,
yeah, exactly. Or anywhere Southwest flies. But I think Los Angeles is probably definitely the 99th percentile. So,
oops. Well, here, let me go full screen so I don't cut anybody's heads off here. This is actually geared toward you, Rudy. What Pass says, LA Planespotter, I love your hair today. I'm a Latina based in London, England, and I do represented by your degree of commitment and love for commitment. Kudos to Airline Videos for inclusion to all. Well, Rudy,
thank you, What Pass. Thank you. Yeah, it's super long. And I normally have it back in a ponytail, and so you probably didn't even notice during the live streams when I go on camera and say hello. But I'm actually kind of contemplating cutting it, but I'm not really sure yet. So,
well, what's stopping you? And can you do it live on Airline Videos Live on our Super Sunday show? What do you think?
I don't know if I can get my hairstylist to come out to the airport, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot to manage. I don't know how people do it. The ladies, I don't know how you do it with the hair. I mean, I did get the highlights in, and I was just kind of experimenting this year. It started with the pandemic, with just not, wanting to go to hair salons, and then I just let it grow out. And here we are. It's about 2 years in the making. So.
Wow, it's amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
Back to you, Nick, just real quick. Sure. And maybe actually, I'm going to throw this to all three of you. Okay. And we've talked about this before. Nick, since you're new to the show, what is your absolute top airport to spot at? I guess you're gonna say LAX is probably one of them.
I love Los Angeles, and I've been there many times. The fact that I got to get out there and watch airplanes with my family in 2019 in the before times, and they got to see all those A380s when they were still there. I am so glad we got to do that. But I have to admit that I'm a sucker for my home airport here, Minneapolis, MSP. And so I've got to say MSP is my favorite because that's where I live and we get a nice variety. So
I was going to say, so you have to, say it's your favorite, but why? I would assume it's a lot of Delta, right?
There's a lot of Delta, and maybe on an average day, perhaps it's not the most exciting place to watch airplanes.
Yeah.
But we have an amazing community of aviation enthusiasts that live in Minneapolis. Right. I think it goes back to having Northwest Airlines being based here, and Sun Country also. Right. So there's a large employment base, and we're still a big, important hub. And so with enough people in the industry working here, and then, of course, people are flying on airplanes too, we've got a great community here, and we get there's a lot of Delta, but we get a nice trickle of other things showing up from time to time, enough to keep it interesting. So,
right, and before Delta, it was Northwest.
Yes, absolutely.
How was that back in the day?
It was amazing. I perhaps didn't appreciate it as much as I should have, but I do remember as a kid watching all of the, especially they call it the bowling shoe livery with the large red and navy and gray bands running the length of the fuselage. I definitely have a soft spot in my heart for.
Did you ever get the DC-10 with the KLM, half Northwest? Somebody was talking about that was their favorite Northwest livery. Did you ever get that?
I'm sure that it came through here, but that was way before. That was before I was old enough to be paying attention to what was going on here. So.
Gotcha. And Brandon, what's your favorite airport to spot at?
Well, I'm a hometown boy, so my favorite one is LAX. But if I had to do a second one, that's all really kind of Delta as well. ATL, Atlanta Hartsfield would be my second choice. So
I was going to say everybody wants us to take the show to Atlanta. It's definitely on that top list. All right, now Rudy, what's your favorite? What's your favorite airport to plane spot? It could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be here in the U.S.
I would say Anchorage. I went to Anchorage over the summer, and it was a pretty amazing airport to be at. I still have a lot more places to go spot at. I'm somewhat relatively new to the, plane spotting. But for now, I would say Anchorage. I'd like to go out to Chicago, and I've seen San Francisco from your live streams, but I haven't actually spotted there. So it looks like a pretty cool place to be. So we'll see. Ask me next year.
All right.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, go ahead.
Anchorage is a fantastic. There's
Right.
especially if you like 747s, and I'm sure everyone here is on the same page.
I think
Anchorage
so.
is just the best. It's really good.
Now, would you say LAX is probably the second best place to see 747s at the moment?
Probably. I think,
Yeah.
a pretty good portion of those 747s you'd see in Anchorage are probably heading to the New York City, Miami, or Los Angeles. Generally, that's probably, a solid 75% of where they're going. So, yeah.
And our friends in Manchester, Airliners Live, checking in. Appreciate all the hellos. We love watching airline videos. 10 out of 10 channel. Wow, look at that. Well, hello there.
I didn't say Manchester because I've never been there.
Yeah.
I've never been there. So hopefully someday I'll be able to go, and then I'll let you know.
Nobody said Manchester is their favorite yet. No.
Everybody loves MHT.
Yes.
Got to get out there.
See,
That looks
now
great
you
from the
need
screen.
jet tip. You need jet tip.
That's
in Manchester.
probably why there's just not enough awareness of it yet. So, I did see a question in this chat that was directed towards me from Kathy, and she was asking about the train setup in the background.
Oh.
And that is, yes, it's not N scale or Z scale. It's actually Lego, which is approximately O scale if you're into the model railroading, or 1 to 48 if you're speaking in scale model terms. So anyway, we won't
Excellent.
derail any further on the topic of trains, but I just had to mention that before I forgot about it. So
Alpha Bravo, another great question. Why do you think we've seen such a dramatic increase in special liveries in recent years? I mean, it seems to me like the airlines are kind of understanding that it's kind of free press, right? Especially with Airline Videos Live, we're broadcasting to the world. And of course, when we see that special livery, we're just like focused in on it, right? It's a smart move. Smart marketing.
It's very smart marketing, and I sure appreciate that they're taking the time and effort to do that too, because it gives me something. It's paying my bills now, so keep on doing that, airlines. I appreciate it.
I was going to say, I mean, it's just every day you're busy with a brand new one. And I think, was it yesterday? There was a photo taken of a brand new Alaska 737 MAX with a brand new livery.
It looks really good, yeah. Woody's Aero Images up in Seattle got a picture of it, and it has a bunch of orcas painted on the side of it, and it looks beautiful. So.
Also, too, I don't know if you guys saw the new eco-friendly. I think it's the Eco United.
Oh, with United, yeah.
So burns like real clean, less fuel emissions and all that. It's not a new plane, but the livery. So it's very new. So hopefully that'll come into LAX. So
now, did that replace one of the older ones? The other Eco?
Actually, to be honest with you, Kevin, I saw the other yesterday. That one came in.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still there.
Yeah, that's a new special livery, and it's got a nice dark green wave running down the side of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, they did that to promote their sustainable aviation fuels initiative that they're working on. So
really nice.
Excellent. Michelle Johnson, always supporting the channel with the $7.47 tip here today. Also one of our YouTube members. Kevin, do you ever check out the channel 74 gear? Well, I have, but Rudy, you actually met 74 gear, right?
Yes, and actually I was looking down at my phone. I'm sending him a message right now, letting Kelsey know that, hey, I'm about to give you a shout out. We're talking about you here on our channel. So, hey, Kelsey. We met 2019. Actually, it was around this time of the year. It was December. He did a meet and greet at the In-N-Out outside LAX. And I was actually the first one there. So I got to have dinner with him, or lunch, whatever it was. We said hello, and I got to know a little bit more about him, and he definitely inspired me. I found his YouTube channel a couple years ago, and I got really hooked. So
and if anybody doesn't know exactly who, he's a pilot for, and what does he fly? Just a little brief background on him.
So he doesn't normally promote his airline, but I believe it's Atlas Air, and he flies 747s, and so he's all about the 747s, and he does a lot of informational videos on what he does as a pilot and technical videos and all kinds of good stuff. He has a really nice channel. So, and it's really easy to understand. So that's what I appreciate about his channel. And he also does some really hilarious videos on, what is it called? Hollywood. Like he'll look at movies that are airline or aviation based, and he'll kind of do a breakdown to kind of say, is it, is this real? Is it fake? What's going on in the movie? So pretty cool.
Nick, Mike has a question for you. We could all answer it. What is your favorite livery of all time?
Oh boy, I don't like doing favorites because it's so hard to. It depends on the day.
The day, yeah.
Well, yeah, in your mood and everything. I don't know what is end of all time. That's a large catalog of things to be going.
I get that. Yeah, I get that asked all the time. Sure. All the time.
Yeah.
Qantas had that 747 that had kind of similar in the same, kind of the same feeling as the Yam Dreaming. I think it was some Aboriginal art. Forgive me for not recalling the exact name of it, but that's one that comes to mind as an all-time favorite. That was a beautiful aircraft.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not sure.
Wow. I guess there's too many.
Too many to choose from.
So many.
Alaska's More to Love aircraft are beautiful. Everyone loves that deep pink fade they have going to the blue is really nice. Actually, I've got that pulled up on screen if you want to get a visual demonstration of it there. But
I was just going to ask you, do you think that... let me see here.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, nope. There we go. Do you think... I was going to kind of move this question even further. Do you think that Alaska is ahead in the game when it comes to special liveries? It seems like they're literally coming out with a new one every month, it seems like.
I mean, if you like Alaska, it's got to... Here in the United States, that has to be Alaska or Southwest, I would think. Mm-hmm. And Alaska certainly does more, has a larger variety of what they're doing. Southwest is probably known for doing all of the different state flag special liveries, and they've got a few other promotional ones too. But Alaska really seems to, they really seem to go for it with the variety of special liveries they have. So
yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going to let down either. It seems like they're just going to keep on adding and adding and adding, which I think is really, really smart. Why not? Let's have fun with it, because it certainly gets our attention. It gets plane spotters. It gets everyone's attention, and I mean, it's a great form of marketing. I really do.
Absolutely.
I think it's great.
Yeah, lots of airlines here in the U.S. and we're talking about Alaska, so that's worth something.
And speaking of the history of today, do we realize what happened 30 years ago today? Yes, Rudy, I think you have a model, right?
Yes, and then you can talk about the history, because I'm not exactly sure, but I believe.
Yes, so basically we're talking about Pan Am, and and this is all coming from our resident historian, John Zoller. Thank you so much, John. We appreciate you always keeping us up to date on this day in aviation history. On this day in 1991, that was 30 years ago today, Pan Am was dissolved after 63 years of operation. The last flight was from Barbados to Miami on a 727. Wow. It was an airline with huge milestones, from opening routes to Asia with flying boats to being the launch customer of the 747. I was going to ask, do you guys have any memories? I mean, you've heard about Pan Am, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And of course, all of you watching, what are your memories of Pan Am? I'm sure some of you out there probably have some great stories about Pan Am. We certainly want to hear from you guys. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my only memory, I'm only 31 years old, so I wasn't around. But my only memory is this getting this airplane model, the 747 SP. I got it last summer at a hobby shop out in Burbank, and it just caught my attention. Yes, that's correct. Yep. Shout out to them.
Wait, who is it?
House of Hobbies.
Yeah.
Oh, House of Hobbies, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
awesome.
So this was a very special purchase. So there you go.
Yeah, I can't say I ever flew on Pan Am. I mean, they were certainly around when I was a kid, but obviously, I didn't fly international as a kid, and I was flying Piedmont and Braniff and Northwest. Those were the airlines I used to fly on. So that's amazing. 30 years ago. Wow. and the history of Pan Am at SFO as well. Had a lot of pop questions surrounding all that in the 747 there. So amazing. All right. Speaking of models, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
You're a big model collector. Oh, you know what? Before we do that,
Yeah.
we have to talk about this. So we
Oh my goodness.
we did the giveaway on, what day was that? All my days are blurring together. That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
We did this is the Her Art Here JC Wings model. I mean, JC Wings sent this directly from the factory to us. I mean, it never even hit the store shelves. Absolute gorgeous model. Never been touched, in the box. Well, we gave it away. We did a live drawing, and Mark Mullen, one of our members, Mark Mullen, hello, Mark Mullen. We still have not heard from Mark. So Mark has until the 15th of December. You have until the 15th of December to claim your prize. If not, we will do the drawing once again. So Mark Mullen, you're one of our YouTube members. Come and claim your prize. All you have to do is make sure to send us an email.
Has he gotten to you yet or no?
No.
Yeah.
That's what
And
I'm
actually-
saying. This is still up for grabs, kind of,
Mark,
a little bit.
You better pick that up, brother.
I was going to say, yes.
That's a nice 1 to 400. Is 1 to 400 or 1 to 200?
No, 1 to 200.
Holy cow! I changed
Yes.
my name to Mark
Yeah.
Mullen for a 1 to 200 scale
My
model.
brother.
It's very hard to find.
That's
Better
a quality
pick that
item.
up. Better pick
Absolutely.
And really quickly, actually, for my custom calendar that I spoke about earlier, during our chat, I chose the Her Art Here livery picture that I have on the calendar. I made it for December of next year, just to kind of remember that we're going to give this model away in this month in December. So made sure to include that in the calendar. Yeah.
Well, it's right here waiting for you, Mark. Mark Mullen. I can't say his name enough.
Come on, Mark.
We asked you guys for some of your memories, and I apologize. I apologize, Nick. Your head has been cut off. I apologize. Michelle Johnson says, Pan Am, love the airline. Flew to and from Hawaii. There you go. Hello, we can see you now. Flew to and from Hawaii, going upstairs for dinner, white linen tablecloths, telling silver utensils and crystal. Wow. Yeah, amazing. Won't find that anymore, will ya? All right. And our friend Andy. Sorry, Nick. Our friend Andy and Sammy there in the UK with a tip as well. Also, one of our longtime Diamond members. Thank you so much, Andy. Hi, Kevin and Rudy. I've been with you guys. Here, I'll make you feel a little bit better there, Nick. Hi, Kevin and Rudy. I've been with you guys 6 months today as a Diamond member and never looked back. Merry Christmas on all the channel. Thank you so much.
Thank
My
you,
gosh,
Andy.
6 months as a Diamond member. That is awesome support. And
What?
Airliners Live with a 2-pound tip says, hi, my name's Mark Mullen. Well, Mark Mullen, hello, you finally come and claimed your prize. Well, make sure you send an email. No, just kidding. Thank you guys so much there in Manchester.
We need some proof there.
Yes, exactly. I was talking to Brandon.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about the models. You're
Yeah.
like a big model person.
Yeah.
Did you have something you were going to open up live on the air for us?
Well, you know what? Is it okay if I do? Well, 3 things. I just purchased the Her Art Here. Her Art Here.
Right.
livery. I have a model that's already open, but I can open another one if I have time. It's,
Whatever you want to do.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna show you this one right here. So this is the China.
Ooh.
You guys see that? It's kind of
Yeah. Now, what size is that?
This is a 1 to 200 scale model.
Wow.
So this is the interactive series, and what that is basically the nose. I'll open it. So this detaches.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this detaches, and then if you look on here, I'm trying not to drop it because it's so heavy. The cargo door is open. I'm not going to open them because it's a lot harder to get open. But nose door, cargo doors on the side here open up, and it's just one model that I had to get, and they're sold out really actually. So,
Brandon, is that die-cast metal or is that plastic?
oh, this is die-cast metal.
That's amazing.
This is die-cast metal, and if you this is one of my favorites. And if you guys can kind of see on my Actually, you know what? Let me show you guys one more. I'm gonna show you guys
Brandon, real quick,
Yeah.
what company is that made by?
That is Gemini Jets.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, Gemini Jets. Yes, that's what
Wow.
it is. Right there.
I mean, that's huge. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's beautiful.
So,
Those
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and grab what you were going to
Yeah,
grab.
go.
there,
Yeah,
Brandon. Those die-cast airplanes are beautiful, and I have a handful also, but the 1 to 400 scale is what I have. I don't think I'd run out of room if I was getting
gonna
any
say,
of those 1 to
yeah.
200. Those are large, heavy objects.
They are. Absolutely, indeed. All right. Brandon's on his way over to find a model. We all have our
Kevin-
models. Yes.
Yeah, really quickly, I found the picture of me and Kelsey. I don't know if
Oh,
you
there
can
you
share
go.
my screen. Yeah, this was back in 2019 when I met Kelsey at the In-N-Out Burger, and he just
Oh,
messaged
excellent.
me, and he says, the channel is growing really fast. Congratulations from Kelsey.
Oh, he's talking about our channel?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I thought he was talking about his channel. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's growing
wow.
really fast.
There's Rudy with the fresh cut.
Oh, yes. Look at that, Rudy.
That's how short my hair was back in the day.
Are you thinking about going back to that style, or?
Probably something like that, but maybe not as short. I think that's a little too short for my head.
Really?
Yeah. And
The
I
bang's
actually
going.
Yeah, and now this is me now.
So I
Oh,
don't
yes,
want to.
Brandon.
I
Yes.
don't want to take all the time because I just want to. Let me calm down. So back in the other airlines, Sky Lounge, I said I used to be a heavy collector of models, and
Right.
I'm telling you, when I was heavy. It's like I was addicted to it. So to the point where I went broke. So I'm gonna show you the first one right here, and I got one more, and then that's it. This is the Aerologic
Nice.
777, and it's also the interactive series. So I don't know if you guys want me to pull it all the way out.
Oh, yeah. We want to hear the Velcro as it
Yeah,
opens,
okay,
too.
okay. All right. So if you guys can hear it, let me see. I don't know if you guys can-
ASMR.
There you go. Yes.
I love that
Natural
sound.
Their call sign is Box, of course, so doing an unboxing
Oh, yes.
with Aerologic is
Good one, Nick. I like
Yes.
that. Yes.
So I'm gonna try to pull it out for you guys, and I don't want to waste too much time here. So here we go. It's a big model. I mean to make a lot of noise, but here we go. So this is it right here.
Wow.
Yeah. So and what's cool about this one is it actually has the forward door
Wow. Look
right
at
here.
that.
It's got the big cargo. I don't know. Is it blurry on your end? Or can you guys see it? Yeah.
I think it's
I
a
can see
little
it.
close to your light, I think. Yeah.
It's a little bright.
A little bright? Okay, so I don't know. You guys can let me know. But this is the Aerologic 777 freighter. And,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Gosh,
pretty
the
heavy.
size of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last one, and then I'm done talking because I can do this all day. This is one of my favorites, and I regret not being able to fly on the 747. But this is the in-flight
Ooh.
KLM 1 to 200 scale. And in-flight,
Beautiful.
yeah, in-flight's pretty pricey, but they make good quality stuff. So
What's the sticker on the side right next
this
to the
is-
KLM logo?
This is the 95th year edition.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So those are just a few of the models I have right there.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Broke the bank a lot of times. So
I was gonna say they are not cheap by any means,
No.
but they're very nice. They do an excellent job,
Really.
and our friends at JC Wings, we can't thank them enough. Oops, we lost Brandon. We'll get Brandon back. Seems to happen once in a great while. All right, Nick.
Since we're
Yeah. Oh yes, Rudy.
showing
Oh,
off
look at
our
this.
models, yeah, this is the Emirates A380 in the Expo 2020 livery. I just got it. Actually, I think I got this at the Airliners convention in Phoenix over the summer. So I have this one right in front of me. Super cool.
Speaking of, Cheryl Olson says she saw an Emirates A380 on the Emirates website for $4,000.
Oh boy.
How big was that, Cheryl? Size of your house? Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, no, I didn't pay that much.
I would guess
All
you
right.
paid almost $4,000 less than that, in fact.
I feel like we're kind of doing the Brady Bunch. Now I brought Brandon back in. Now he's
It's
down
all-
Yeah, we're
below.
shuffling around.
It's like,
It's-
yeah.
It's okay.
It's like the opener of the Brady Bunch. We just got windows flying everywhere. And I did have Sammy cam, but Sam is just laying in position that I can't really put on camera. So maybe he'll turn back around and we'll add Sammy cam toward the end of the show. All right.
Follow-up questions, please.
Yes, exactly. Nick, so you have something in the lineup here. What are these? These are plane spotting photos taken by yourself?
Oh, sure, yeah. We can look at some pictures. Who doesn't like looking at airplanes? This is another reason I like Minneapolis. We have some nicely placed parking ramps, and when the wind is blowing the right direction, some great opportunities for nighttime pan shots. So
absolutely, wow. That's one I wish we would get in LA, the Air France Dreamliner.
Yes, well, I will accept your jealousy for that one airplane that we get here that you guys don't get to see there.
Do you guys get the A350 or is it just the Dreamliner?
We have not seen, as far as I can recall. I don't think so. Mostly the Dreamliner. So anyway, this was from a few weeks ago when we had some of that wildfires, or this might have just been mist actually. I thought it would be a good night to get out and see that. That's called the Tyndall effect, when light scatters through something. And
interesting. And what airline is that?
That's a UPS, I believe. Probably 767 going up. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
KLM.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, another nice angle from one of our parking ramps here at Minneapolis with the downtown skyline, which is several miles away, but with a telephoto lens, it gets pulled in and makes people accuse you of Photoshop trickery very frequently. So.
Do you always get the KLM Dreamliner, or is it mixed between the 777 and?
Well, this was a nice example of when we got a smart flight alert from JetTip. This was the first ever visit of the the Dash 10 version of the Dreamliner here.
Okay.
So we were excited to see that. We get a mix of the 777s and the Dreamliners here.
Gotcha.
Of course, this is
that looks familiar, right, Rudy?
Everyone there.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Rudy's territory there. That was on Dorkfest when I believe you had a live stream.
Oh, yeah.
Briefly there. So.
Was that the current one that just passed?
Yes, this was just a couple of months ago now. Time is going fast.
I'm looking for us.
Yeah, you might just be right behind
those
people there. I suppose you're streaming as that's happening, I imagine. So. And a moon shot, everyone likes the moon. We're lucky. The only regular 747 we have here at Minneapolis is courtesy of UPS on weekdays. So
nice.
It looks like I knew what I was doing there, but that's a blind squirrel finding a nut every once in a while. That is just pure dumb luck.
That's
that
the best.
Ended up there, so I'll take it though.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
Miss Piggy, one of the hurricane hunters. That was
interesting.
Coming through. A smart flight alert for that too, of course. And that was stopping at Minneapolis for a fuel stop. They were on their way to Alaska doing some gravity wave studies. I think they're making a map of gravity. So I don't understand exactly how that works, but those people at NOAA do, so they're figuring that out.
Oh, nice.
Nice departure shot of an Iceland Air 737 MAX departing. And again, the light picking up the brake dust when those wheels, before your landing gear retract, they apply the brakes to prevent the wheels from spinning, of course. And so that's what you're seeing there is that puff of brake shoe dust, which I'm sure we've all smelled before if we've been hanging out near an airport. You can actually see it here, so that's kind of fun.
Just real quick, Nick, Joseph is asking, do you have an Instagram by chance?
Yes, JetTip has an Instagram. It's at JetTipNet.
Follow him now.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
exactly.
go ahead. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, the at JetTipNet on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
All right, perfect.
So, yeah, it's my love for photography, or
That is a
my love for
beautiful
aviation started with photography. So
Wow.
Interesting. Well, good stuff. Wow.
thank you.
We certainly, I want that UPS 747 here in LA as well. I think we'd have to go to Ontario to get
Yes,
that, right?
Ontario.
Yeah.
Well, now would be a great time to go to Ontario anyway, with peak cargo season starting. I think there's quite a bit of interesting stuff flying in and out of Ontario right now, being
Yeah.
the main.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the main hub for UPS cargo operations. I imagine a lot of that's at night, but lots of interesting stuff flying there.
So I'm back at the Hill tomorrow for the big show. Obviously, that's where we get all the cargo movements. Do you expect things to be fairly busy tomorrow on Sunday as we get closer to the holidays?
That's an excellent question. I would imagine that most of your international stuff's probably going to be pretty good. I'd have to go and take a look. I know I'm not sure how much of a boost for the domestic cargo networks you would see on a Sunday. That's a great question, and I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for it.
Is there a day of the week that like just says screams cargo? Cargo's like the best day on Tuesday, Wednesday,
Well, I mean,
Thursday.
generally, I think probably midweek is generally better, kind of your Tuesday through Thursday, generally, especially for the domestic carriers, because UPS and FedEx aren't making deliveries over the weekend typically, unless you're shelling out the mega giant dollars. So,
Gotcha. Cheryl Olson with her Emirates comment now with a $10 tip, as well as she's number one fan, by the way. Number one fan. She flew all the way in from Ohio a few weeks ago to come plane spot with Rudy and I there in LA. She was up for 40 hours straight. Said she had the time of her life. Said she would never come back to LA, but she's coming back. I think she's coming back. She can't get enough, you know? And once you get the bug of LAX plane spotting, you're always with it. But Cheryl was saying it was the Emirates A380 1 in 50th scale Expo 2020 aircraft model. Now it's $3,000 on Emirates official store. Wow. It's amazing.
Wow.
Great Christmas gift, right?
Yeah.
And hey, Kevin, I think Val also sent a tip.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We get so busy. If you see my eyes kind of wandering everywhere, there's two computers here, and I've got to make sure that I, acknowledge everyone. Val! Hello, Val. The $2 tip, also one of our YouTube members. Val, Kev, what's up? Make Rudy dance. I've been called a puppet master.
Wow.
Rudy?
I don't know. You're gonna have to come to the Sunday show tomorrow. You might catch me dance tomorrow.
He did dance a little bit on the other show.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see what we have
I don't
tomorrow.
need to hit the button for the dance music. No?
I mean,
I don't mind a little cutting a little.
Oh, come on. We're in the Sky Lounge. We're just having fun here today.
I did let my hair down, so I mean, if you guys want.
I don't know. All right. Oh, wrong one. Here, how about that? Does that work? All right. There you go, Val.
Oh, man.
All right. Everyone wants Rudy to dance.
I wish I had some extra time. I can actually make my lights change colors.
Oh, no, that was enough. If you want to dance tomorrow on the big show, that's totally great.
Wait for Disco Lane.
Yes, Disco Lane. Disco Lane, absolutely. Someone's asking, can we get Captain Sully on the show? Well,
Wow.
yes, please. I would like to get... There's a whole list of people I want on the show, but Sully, can you imagine?
I'll have my
Maybe he
people
would do
call
it.
his people. See what
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, exactly. All right, well, we got... And trust me, if you guys have any questions for all three of us, you have a question about Jet Tip, you have a question for Brandon or Rudy or me, bring them, yes. All I'm seeing are the tips popping up. Mark D with a $4.99 tip, also one of our YouTube members. Thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate that. Rudy, where did you get that cool pic of the Lufthansa 747 displayed behind you? Oh, we've talked about this before, actually.
Yeah, this is actually a gift to me from a former music student's parent who unfortunately passed away to glioblastoma, which is a form of brain cancer. Wow. And a couple months before he passed away, he knew that I was, into airplanes and taking pictures and, of course, being on the channel here with Airline videos. And he decided to give it to me. And so it's it reminds me of him, and it's a very special part of my collection of airplane stuff. So
Awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But he made it. Yeah, he actually made it. I don't know how, but he was really good with putting those together. So
it's beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah. Our friends in Manchester are asking if any of you guys been to Europe. And yes, I've been there twice, and I love it, and I want to get back. I love
Deutschland.
Amsterdam, Deutschland. I love Germany. I love the Netherlands. I got to get back. I have not been to England, believe it or not, even though, my ancestors are all from that area. So, yeah. What about you guys?
No.
Nick?
I've been very fortunate to do a lot of domestic traveling. Been all over the U.S. I've never been over to Europe, though. Hopefully that will change this summer, knock on wood. I'm hoping to get over to Riyadh this summer. We'll see. My fingers are crossed. But
Brandon?
No, but that is on the list. That is on the list.
Okay, so what's on top of the list of the places there in Europe?
Well, I know German. Like you talk about so much, Kevin. So you got me wanting to go to Deutschland now. So I would have to say that's on top of the list right now.
Yeah, and did you see the video I posted today? It happened on Thursday's live stream. Benetto comes in on the Lufthansa 747. He lands, sends me a tip, says, "Hey, I just flew over you," and then he comes visit. He grabs his bags and he comes and visits me. He gives me a Lufthansa decal for my car.
It's awesome. This aviation world is awesome. That's why I always say, good morning, aviation world. Good evening, aviation world. Because it's just so, I don't know, it's just...
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all right.
So
Rudy, it's on to you.
I've never been overseas. I was supposed to take a trip to Paris in summer of 2020. And of course, the pandemic started and I had to cancel the trip. I was going to fly on a Norwegian 787 Dreamliner, and I had to cancel the whole thing. So hopefully, maybe next summer, if not the summer after that, I'd love to go there, Paris.
And Val is back with another $2 tip. Also, one of our YouTube members says, "Thank you, Rudy." Woo!
You're welcome, Val. I love to dance, so anytime.
All right.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I will say, London is one place I'd like to go.
Oh. There you go.
I mean, I wish it was a little. Let me get this light off the way. Maybe that. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know it's really blurry. Sorry about that, but that's the Negus livery. So just thought I'd throw that in there.
I think I talked about this the last time. Speaking of the British Airways 747s, I started going out shooting the 4K video 3 years ago. The channel started 3 years ago in March, and everybody else that had been out there, videotaping or taking photos of the 747 for all these years are like, oh, it's another British Airways 747. Who cares? I'm out there documenting everything I could get because there was just something that was telling me these are not going to be around much longer. It was a weird feeling I always had, and so I was always made sure I rolled on every single one of them. And I'm so glad that I did. Whew. So it's amazing.
I regret not being able to fly on one of them, so that's why. Yeah. So.
Oh yes, Brad Ward, EP with a $5 tip. Also one of our YouTube members, believe it or not, Brad. Asking, did Nick say he's hoping to go to the Riyadh in the summer?
To Riyadh. No,
Riyadh,
not Riyadh.
Riyadh.
Riyadh, the Royal International Air Tattoo, which is it's my understanding it is the premier military air show in the whole world. And it is, I believe it's the third weekend in July in the UK every summer. And yes, me and my kids especially are very much looking forward to seeing that, so that'll be fun. Assuming it can all work, fingers crossed.
Hey Nick, since we have you already talking, I have a question for you.
Sure.
A lot of people have a lot of great ideas. I mean, I had a great idea of starting Airline Videos Live. You had a great idea of starting a Jet Tip.
Yep.
A lot of those great ideas, for whatever reason, just don't get moving. They don't go anywhere. Was there an aha moment along the way when you figured you could just start Jet Tip?
So I grew up in a family with lots of entrepreneur is too fancy of a word, but with a lot of self-employed family members. My dad owns his own small business, so I kind of already being able to start a business was always something I knew that I could do because I was following his example. And I've had a series of small businesses that have not panned out to be anything. And so when I was in college, I had working on a website that sold weather data, fancy weather maps. But the idea for Jet Tip seemed like a good one. And I kind of blindsided one of my friends, took him out to lunch, and I threw a non-disclosure agreement in front of him without any prior warning. I said, "Hey, can you sign this non-disclosure form, and let me know what you think about this idea?" And he kind of gave me a strange look and signed it, and I kind of gave him the pitch for what Jet Tip turned out to be. He said, "Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. I think people would go for that." And I shared it with a few other friends, and they kind of thought it was an okay idea too. And I'm very lucky to have a supportive spouse who also has a good income and benefits. So if I did not have either of those things for a while, I could, be buoyed by her success. So that was also a very important thing. But we just you have to go for it,
Absolutely. So. No, yeah. I mean, there was a video that popped up in my YouTube feed today about just taking a risk. I mean, a lot of people are just not taking the risks in life, and if you don't take the risk, then you never know. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean,
exactly. And it's one thing to take the risk, but I'm so fortunate that I was in a position to be able to do so. So I can't thank my wife enough for the opportunity. Yeah, that's the real secret, is having an amazing spouse. So,
I gotta say, like how Kevin said, like, one thing I look up to Kevin, because he, we know Kevin's background. We know he came from the news journalist and that life of production and all, and when he said he took that leap of faith, man, I said, wow, Kevin's really doing this. So he's really an example for a lot of people, and Nick as well, to just go out and chase your dreams. Like with me, I'll be honest with you, rampaging isn't nothing glamorous. But since I've been in United, I've bumped heads with people. I know a couple pilots now, and they're saying that, man, you got your foot in the door. So it's just about taking that step. It's about taking that leap of faith, and you don't know where it's going to take you. Sometimes you don't always know. You don't have to know. Just enjoy the process. So exactly.
John Connolly, one of our YouTube members of the $5 tip, asking a question: have you seen or heard of A380 1000? I have not. That was in the works, but it never developed beyond the 800, right? Was there a 900 and 1,000, or did it just jump from 800 to 1,000?
They, right before, when they were trying to keep the production line alive, I think it was, I don't remember if it was a Neo model or the A380X or how they branded it exactly, but there was an upgraded version of the A380 that they did try to market, and I think it had winglets, and I don't remember what else, but it didn't go anywhere. Because the writing was kind of already on the wall for the A380, sadly. But that's right. As far as I know, that's as far as anything like that got in the real world.
Do you think, in the future, do you think we're going to see another production of another 747-ish type plane or an A380? If you look at how things kind of go through the years, they always say, A380, no, it's too big, not good. And then 10 years later, they're like, oh, wait, there's a market for that now. And then all of a sudden they start rethinking it, and they'll come back with something. Do you think it's done, over, never going to happen again? Or do you think there's a good possibility that possibly, a jumbo like that would come back into production?
Well, I think that's another advantage of having those collection of those scale models in front of you. Yeah. And looking at how large the 777 is compared to 747.
Right.
777 may not look that big. The 747 actually looks like a big air. You appreciate its scale just by looking at it. The 777 kind of looks a lot smaller than it actually is, and especially with those new stretched X models of the 777. I don't think we're gonna ever see another passenger airplane that has 4 engines on it. I think that's probably behind us. But
well, what about double decker? You think we'll never see that ever again?
Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
United's putting up billboards with supersonic airplanes. So who knows what's actually going to happen in the future? There's any variety of things.
Very true. You never know. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Exactly.
Alvinor0293, always supporting the channel. Also one of our YouTube members with the $7.77 tip per day. Kevin has a quarter-century of broadcasting experience. It definitely sets his streams apart. Well, thank you, Alvinor. Thank you so much. You can hear Sammy coughing. Thank you, Sammy. There's Sammy. He made an appearance with this cough. Well, thank you so much, Alvinor. I really appreciate that. Yeah, 25 plus years in TV, So, and certainly I would not be able to do all this if the technology wasn't there. You know, if we didn't have the 5G at the airport and we didn't have the ability to, you know, basically direct a show through web-based. I mean, it's amazing where technology has gone. If you tried to do this 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you'd have this huge production van full of like people and equipment, and we're talking like millions of dollars of equipment you needed to pull this stuff off, and it's amazing you just don't need that anymore. So thank you so much, Alvinor. All right. Yes.
To add a little bit more regarding the A380 discussion, I was waiting for the right time to bring this up. Joel Hingston had asked earlier why, when the A380 departs from LAX, or I don't know if it's at every airport, there is an escort car to lead its way out the departure. And I think Brandon had an answer for that.
Yeah.
The follow me car? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's I actually answered that for him, but that's because of the long wingspan. Wingspans on the A380 are so long, so to avoid any accidents, any damage to the wing, engines, and buildings, we need an escort car to. It's kind of like the wing walkers, how we do. You know, we follow the wingtip all the way down, so just for that added protection, you know. So because of the sheer size of that A380. So.
Yeah, that's something that you could see at a whole variety of airports. Here at Minneapolis, they have a situation where any aircraft that's of that size, so you're looking at like the A380, the 747-8, or one of the Antonov 124s or 225. Those here at Minneapolis have a mandated inspection car that has to follow them and do a runway inspection after they depart, just to make sure that none of the lights or anything else has been knocked over, and to do a quick debris check. It's kind of an interesting thing you'll notice operationally if you're at the airport long enough and notice those things. That'll pop up, and I'm sure it's a similar situation at other airports too.
Michael Tingway with a $5 tip, also one of our YouTube members. Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate that. Asking, are you excited for the United supersonic flights in 2029? We've talked about this before on the show. I kind of have my doubts that it's going to happen. It was good marketing by United, but if it does happen, I'm all for it. I would be completely excited about it. To me, it just seemed like good marketing. What did you guys think? Anybody? Just
it's
let Kevin bury himself.
I apologize. I'm sorry. Dropping the ball.
What's that? Okay, I guess I'm the only one that's going to comment about that and have United come at me and say, no, it's
United
not just a
supersonic
marketing.
flights? I would say I'm excited about them because I think I've seen as much of them in those computer renderings as anyone's going to see of them ever, frankly. So
I don't know.
I'm not excited about that. I think it's a brilliant marketing pitch, and I think it's a very nice idea that they're going to do that all sustainable air fuel. But yes, I think it's mostly a good demonstration of how effective the marketing department is at Boom Aero, and I will give them credit for that. They're doing an excellent job.
I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I know for sure LAX probably won't get one of those here, because I think they're talking about from San Francisco to like Tokyo Narita or something like that. If we are to get them, I've already talked to some people. It probably won't be here. So, but I'm not sure. I'm still new. So, you know.
Rudy, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, we have talked about it before. I mean, it'd be great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Everybody talks about the Concorde, but unfortunately, I never got the privilege of flying on it. It would be really cool, but I don't know. I think time will tell, and you just got to be patient.
I'm all for it. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for it if it happens. I would love to. There's nothing I would love more than to be proven completely wrong and wipe all of that egg off of my face just now. That would be amazing. I would gladly be there.
Exactly. And United, we'll be your official broadcaster for that first flight as well. Give me a call. Brian Bruce, one of our YouTube members of $4.99 tip, asking, how old were you all on your first flight? Do you remember anything about it? That's a great question. Anybody want to take that?
Yeah, I took a United flight to Denver when I was a very young child. So young, in fact, I don't remember any details other than that the segment would have been Minneapolis to Denver. So probably kindergarten or first grade is my guess.
Airline airplane? Do you remember?
It was a United. It was probably a 737, and I don't even know my fleet types then. That would have been circa 1990, so probably a 737.
Okay. Brandon, I think you were hot on this question, right?
Well, yeah, Rudy can go. I don't know if Rudy had. Okay.
I'm digging for a picture to see if I can find it.
Well, actually, I didn't start flying till I was about 22. So, like I said in the last Sky Lounge, my first international flight was on Delta. I flew a 777. Well, like I said, I flew a 777 from Atlanta to Lagos, Nigeria, and then I flew an A380 back. Not 380, A330 back. So, I was 22. First international flight. So, yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah, I couldn't find the picture. I was looking for a picture. Maybe I'll find it later. My first flight, it was my freshman year of college. I was 18 years old, and we took a trip to Colorado, and I'm blanking exactly what city we went to. But yeah, it was on, I don't even remember the airline. I want to say it was American Airlines, and it was probably a 737, but I'm not really sure. At the time, I wasn't really paying attention to airplanes or anything like that, but I think I've said this story before. My college friends were trying to scare me, and they were telling me that it was going to be terrifying and that the takeoff was going to be super scary, and I better tighten my seatbelt nice and tight because it was going to be like a rocket ship taking off. And so I was terrified, and then I realized, hey, this isn't so bad. So there's Daisy.
Hello, Daisy.
Yeah.
And you guys all know I talk about a young kid flying Piedmont from Lansing, my hometown, Lansing, Michigan, to Dayton. Then we'd fly to like DC. We flew Piedmont to Florida. But before that, even before Piedmont, I flew Braniff. But I was so young that I think there's only photographs of me on the plane, sound asleep. I wanted to get to this. Brandon, this is for you. Can you tell Brandon to make the Emirates A380 have a tomorrow so they can come to the South again? Brandon, it brings me a point, because did you know that was happening that day? Was there like an alert that went out to the airport that says Emirates is going south?
You know what? There's somebody that I do know. He's actually a rampaging too at Tom Bradley. So he did tick me off to that. To that.
Was it?
Yeah.
They were heavy that day, or did they just want to show off for airline videos?
You know what? I think they want to show off for you, Kevin, because they knew that.
Oh, it hasn't happened since that day.
One thing about Kevin, he always had this thing in the pit of his gut that the Emirates was going to come back, and I was at home, but I had asked one of my friends. He said, "Yeah, they're taking the south runway." So, and Kevin was a little shaky. You're
telling me.
I texted him. I said, breathe. But yeah, I did. I got some information. I did ask. So.
All right. Well, we're live tomorrow. Emirates, go south, please.
Send all of those A380s to the south side.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it so happened to be a special livery day too. That's why because last week they had sent a special livery they never sent to LAX before, and I thought,
oh yeah,
special livery Sunday, live again. It's going to happen again. I really honestly thought it was going to happen, and it didn't. So it's amazing. It has not gone to the south since that day. So tomorrow,
I think you were trying to stop from shaking the camera, man. I'm like,
I
hope it's all right.
You could tell in my voice. I was just, it was amazing. Hailey, the tip as well. Hello from, may I say this wrong, Rudy? Guyana, Brazil?
I'm so sorry. I wouldn't know how to pronounce that.
Well, hello, Brazil. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don B. Awesome members there in Phoenix with the $7.87 tip says, one area that interests me is airline dispatch. Would love to see an interview about that subject. ATC also. Absolutely. I think I got to
get Later Tater
person for that. Yeah, get Later Tater. He's that really nice ATC controller at LAX. Hopefully we hear him tomorrow. We haven't heard him in a while. But that, Don, I think I have some great people also to bring on the show and talk about dispatch and ATC and all that great stuff. Do you have any knowledge on the ATC form of things at the airports, Nick?
Just lots of very people with good, clear voices, and get the opportunity for lots of, on the ATC side anyway, they get lots of opportunities to take a break. I think that's a very stressful job, and I think it's an hour on and an hour off or something like that. So
seems like a little bit
pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do rotate, but it seems like it's a little longer than an hour, at least at LAX. And during the pandemic, there was only one controller for both the North and the South. Do you guys remember those days? I mean, that was amazing. And I remember the day I was out there, and I was like, wait, they have a controller for the North and the South. I was like, oh, things are finally getting better. It was a sigh of relief.
That's a sign of progress.
Yes. Well, it was the Air Tahiti Nui Dreamliner on its way back and forth from Paris now. I mean, that is a true sign of things getting back to somewhat normal, having that flight. Brian, one of our YouTube members with a $10 tip, says, do you think the airlines overreacted in retiring so many 747s and A380s? That is a great question, Brian.
Yes.
Yes, Brennan.
Yes. Because I did not get to fly on one.
That's a good reason.
Well, you still kind of have a chance. You still have a chance. Don't blow it this time.
You took away my Delta 747. And you took away the speed bird. Y'all, come on now.
Yeah.
They overreacted. I don't care about fuel and all that. Y'all overreacted. Stop. Don't do that no more.
Well, at least some of the A380s are coming back. You still, have a chance.
I mean, Kevin, you mentioned that earlier, where you kind of said you had a feeling that things were, you had to get those pictures of the 747s while you could.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, for the people who were paying attention to what the trends were, the writing was on the wall that those airplanes were going to be, they were going to be around forever. And so, yeah. COVID just accelerated all of the plans that all of the airlines had already. So.
And do you think if the pandemic did not happen, how much longer do you think we would have seen the British Airways 747s around? Because remember, before the pandemic even happened, I think I was out at LAX and KLM had announced that they were retiring the last of the passenger 747s by that March anyway. That was long before all this started going down. So KLM had already said enough is enough, but British Airways kind of closed the door fairly quick.
Yeah, I mean, the writing was on the wall already. I remember when JetTip started gaining momentum, I was fortunate to get to travel to Florida for an event they have there called FLAP, Florida Aviation Photography. And they had, I remember when I was down there, I very desperately wanted to get the British Airways and Virgin Atlantic and I think Lufthansa. Those were the only 3 passenger 747s that were flying to the whole state of Florida in 2019. And so, I mean, they were already on the way out the door at that point. So, yeah.
Rudy, do you have any comments about the retirement of the 747s?
Well, I kind of agree with Brandon. I've never flown on a 747, never flown on an A380, and hopefully someday soon I'll be able to do that before. I hope they don't completely go away. But I think maybe they moved a little bit too quickly with that decision. I think I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So like how Kevin, how they built the parking garage off the north runways. LAX catered to us like that. The airlines, I understand money, fuel, going greener. But I wish they, y'all kind of like this, out too quick. So, maybe they can kind of, I don't know. So.
Sorry about blacking your head there. Here,
right.
I'll just.
It's all right.
Out of my control. Michelle Johnson with another $7.47 ticket today said, I'd rather have a real long flight with the airline that has the residence. Can't remember which airline that is.
Etihad.
Yes?
Etihad, yeah. Etihad. I think, how much is it? Nick, do you know how much, or Rudy, how much is it?
I've seen those videos on YouTube, and I'm not sure if is it Sam Chewy that kind of does and it's just amazing that you can basically be in a little apartment up in the sky.
Yeah,
like
just
15,000.
Incredible. Yeah,
that's more than I have access to. That's for sure.
But the experience doesn't start inside the airplane. It starts at the airport with all the special luxury, what do you call it, the sky lounges that you get to have access to, and it's pretty incredible.
Sam Shui was eating like 5 meals at 5 meals at once.
Yeah. Well, that and that JetBlue as well. I could not believe that. We got to get him on the show because I got to ask him.
Yes.
That looked like 3 meals all in one.
Yeah.
He did a video about JetBlue and the suite or whatever, and he said he could pick 3, and it was a tray just full of food. And I thought that was just one serving.
He probably meant he could just pick 3.
Yeah. Our friend Jin Shin, also one of our YouTube members, Rudy, says, as a barber, Rudy's hair is epic.
Oh, thank you. I love that. Thank you so much.
Rudy, I guess you're not going to cut it.
No.
Let it be.
And I might have to, well, I would leave it down at the airport, but after the planes fly over my head, it gets so windy with the wake turbulence that my hair is just, it goes all over the place. So,
yes.
But
that
thank you.
Like, that would actually be an excellent crossover with one of those science channels of doing an exploration of wake turbulence and using Rudy and his beautiful hair as one of the visual demonstrations.
That is a great idea, Nick. Great idea.
I don't know how many
ideas.
I don't know how many people have had the pleasure of standing near the end of the runway in a position similar to where Rudy is when he's at the In-N-Out Burger. But the airplanes definitely, each make and model has a distinctive wake that you hear going by, and it's pretty cool to experience if you've never been able to in person. It's very cool.
It is. I always tell everybody, definitely go check it out. Jeff Wyden, always supporting the channel, one of our diamond members as well, with a $10 tip. Thank you so much, Jeff, and happy belated birthday, by the way. Great show. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff, always supporting the channel. We can't thank you enough. And, I was follow up to Nick's question right there, Rudy. We always talk about, I'm like, Rudy, the 747 is coming. Hold on to your hat. That seems to be the one that causes the most problem, more than even the 380, right?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I've actually seen some documentaries where, especially with the newer developments of airplanes, they're doing testing to try to reduce the amount of wake turbulence, which is, I get it. It's for fuel efficiency and to cut down on costs. There's my cat scratching back there. It's not an earthquake. Yeah, it's really interesting how they're trying to reduce that. But you're right. There's something about that 747, the Lufthansa 747-8, when it flies over, it's a pretty significant wake compared to the A380. You almost don't feel anything at all. It's just really interesting. Despite the size, it's still the 747 tends to trump it. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the regional jets seem to really punch above their weight with the wake turbulence also, I've noticed. It's very strange. It's not... There's more to it than just how large the airplane itself is. I don't understand.
Are you talking about the Embraer?
The
Embraer one? Yep. Yes. And people say those are really loud, too. They always comment on how loud they are compared to other planes.
It's
very low.
I just want to see a whole bunch of Rudy's, hair blowing around in wake turbulence would be...
We're going to have to get a behind-the-scenes camera live as a second camera, just on Rudy as the hair flies
Guaranteed
everywhere.
big tips, for sure.
Well, I got to get to St. Martin, Princess Juliana Airport,
oh, yes.
and that'll be the real test. Who was it? There's one of the YouTubers, Captain Joe, I think it was... did a video saying, or maybe it was somebody else, I can't remember, recently said, it's very dangerous for those plane spotters who are at that beach and they're trying to get, the jet blast. And he did a whole video on why that's dangerous. And his whole theory is, what's that?
I was saying people really get hurt over there, so.
Oh, yes. And his whole theory was if there's some sort of debris on the runway, a rock or something, and that, gets jet blasted into your eyes, that could be permanent damage. So I don't know. It would be really cool to check it out because I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and all over social media, people at that beach, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to go check it out someday.
It's definitely on the list of places to go. Absolutely.
Yes.
And Alpha Bravo, one of our diamond members, with a $4.99 tip yet again here today. Thank you so much, Alpha Bravo. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sky Lounge is one of the highlights of my week. Thanks for inviting us all in. Well, we have so much fun on the show. I mean, geez.
And keep them coming.
What more do you want on your Saturday night, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Kevin, I noticed another question that scrolled by a while ago that I haven't had a chance to answer. Someone was asking if there were any heads up on any special liveries that might not be long for the world anymore. And I would just say keep an eye on special liveries if they have the old version of an airline's logo on them. And I will leave it at that. I am not able to say any more, but that would be the big hint I would drop if you were out and looking for airplanes that you wanted to catch before they were gone. That would be my suggestion.
Speaking of, there was one that you had on Sunday. It was actually in the new trailer for tomorrow's show, which we caught last Sunday, which was the very last Alaska 737 in the old livery.
Yeah.
And do you think that is going to stick around, or is that going to get repainted, or what do you think on that?
They've been very active with their paint shop lately, and I mean there were two of those until I think last month. The other one that was in the old livery went away. So
right.
Yes, I think that is very similar to the comments I just made about old logos being on things. That would probably be one to keep an eye on.
I mean, they literally could just keep it and call it retro, right?
They could, and I would applaud them if they did. That would be very cool. But that doesn't seem to be what Alaska's been interested in recently with respect to their branding. So, right,
Brandon, did you have a comment on it?
I was gonna say, well, not for Alaska, but I know there's one livery that I missed coming into LAX, and that was the Etihad, the old school livery. Does anybody remember that? 777-300?
Yep.
Man, I missed that one. I don't think we'll see that anymore in here, but are they still flying? Does anybody know? Because Nick, maybe you know.
Yeah, I believe they are, and that's interesting that you mentioned that. I think that's one of the ones where I prefer the new livery so much more, of kind of that diagonal checkerboard pattern they have is so unique and so cool. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of that the new Etihad livery.
Yeah, bring it back to LA. That's
certainly
what we would like to see.
I think I told Kevin, or maybe you guys know, but Saudi's coming back.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know if Nick knows. But
that's news to me, but that's cool.
Yeah.
It's another airline and livery to see there. That's always
and their old school livery, their like retro livery. Have you guys seen it on the 777?
Gorgeous with the
oh my goodness, you guys
the blue and green cheat lines.
Yes.
Absolutely. That'll be a favorite of hopefully that's in the right configuration to make it over to LAX. That would be fantastic. Yeah. That is a gorgeous aircraft.
Absolutely. And Smia, big supporter of the channel. One of our great mods, one of our diamond members with a $10 tip. Thank you so much, Smia. This is so much fun. Thank you, Kevin, Rudy, Brandon, and Nick. Well, thank you so much, Smee. Always supporting the channel.
Thank you, Smee. And thank you to all the mods. Shout out to the mods. You guys are amazing.
Yes, the mods always keeping the chat nice and clean. And Alvinor0293, back with another $5 tip, says the Airbus A380 was definitely the loudest. As it is departing, I was at Dockweiler when it flew over my head. Ooh. Is that true?
What?
Is it the loudest?
No. Can I say something? Because usually you guys know Jack. Rudy, you know Jack.
Yeah.
Kevin, yeah. So we actually go to the what's it called? The Watergate Bridge or whatever. And when it's coming over, it's not really that loud. There's a lot of other louder aircraft than that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the A350 is it for me. The A350 taking off, those engines are so loud. Yeah. And you can feel it too.
A380 is pretty quiet for that size of a plane. So, yeah.
And it's definitely not the Dreamliner. Those engines are very quiet.
Yeah.
Speaking of loud things, but we're talking about an ATC controller there in New York City. Misopinionated, a member for 3 months as a gold member. Thank you so much, Misopinionated. Asking, is Kennedy Steve still around since he retired? He was a great controller. I've heard all about Kennedy Steve. I'm not quite sure if he's still around. Anybody know that by chance?
I think everybody wants to see Rudy's cat.
Yeah, I'm so distracted with the chat right now.
Alvinor0293 with another $2 tip. I used to remember United's Battleship Gray livery.
That's right.
That is Brandon's favorite livery.
That's right.
Livery. Why, Brandon? Why?
I like. Well, it's just something. It's just more. It just stands out as bold to me. Like it's like, oh yeah, I've been around for a while. I don't know. It's just the colors. I mean, it's just something that I grew up on. That's actually the first livery that really got me into aviation. I always remember that Battleship Gray on the 747s and the 767. So I can't say that's one plane that got me into aviation. So
I was never a fan of that livery, and that was about the same time that U.S. Air had that really dark livery as well. And all of it was just too dark for me as a plain livery. It needs to be bright and colorful. And Michelle Johnson, another $7.47 tier today. It says, Rudy, we want to see your cats. Well, there it is. And Rudy, the name?
This is Daisy. And I have another cat, and his name is Toby, but he does not like getting picked up, so yeah.
Not on camera, at least. No.
Super cuddly.
Miss Opinionated saying, Kevin, why am I only seeing men on the screen?
Uh-oh.
Where are the women? That is a great question, Miss Opinionated, and we'll work on that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and Phil Gibbs saying, okay, Rudy, show us your cats. Oh, she's looking right into the camera. Perfect. Now, if I could get Sammy to do only that. No, Sammy's in a whole different mood here today. All right. Well, we are coming up on that time. Any last remarks you wanted to say, Nick? Thank you so much for being on our show today.
No, thank you so much for having me, and thanks for the opportunity to be here and talk about Jet Tip. And our partnership has been mutually beneficial, and I'm just so happy I've gotten to know you and wish you all the best in your success going forward here.
I can't live without the Jet Tip alerts. I mean, it gets everyone's attention during the show. They're like, oh, breaking news.
Or when you're asleep.
Yeah, it's a nice wake-up call, right?
Yep.
You know.
So yeah, hopefully at some point I would love to have some sort of alert where you could get your Jet Tip alerts hooked up with some sort of a smart device. So maybe if you wanted if an A380 was diverting to your airport, you could have your connected fire alarm could start shrieking or something to get you out of bed to make sure you can go and document that.
Yeah, exactly.
Still on the to-do list for now.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I mean, go check them out, jettip.net. And, of course, the new app in the Apple and Google Play stores as well. If you're a plane spotter, it's a must. I mean, I always say that. What are you waiting for? Certainly here, if you live here in the U.S. and Canada, can't live without it.
I'm biased, but it is the best thing ever.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Brandon, thank you so much for joining us here again.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you, guys.
And we will be seeing you more often here on the show
thank you.
In the coming weeks.
Appreciate Nick, too, man. Meeting the legend himself.
Yes.
Jet Tip. Awesome. I appreciate you guys. And Rudy, thank you as well.
Val with another $2 tip. This is Kennedy Steve. Works ramp at Terminal 1. Well, look at that. Wow, I guess he gave up as the ATC controller, but still couldn't give up the airport. Can't say I blame him. And our friend Lucy Romero, one of our awesome mods, also one of our YouTube members with the $10 tip, says, thank you, Brandon, Rudy, Nick, and of course, Kevin. This was great. Well, thank you so much, Lucy. Always doing amazing work and coming out and visiting us out in the field as well with gifts. Thank you so much, Lucy. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. Rudy.
Hey.
He's going to play us out. He's got another tune for us to end the show here today, right?
Yeah. I'll probably just play the same thing from the beginning in case you missed it. All
right.
And if y'all have a request for the next time, let me know so I can prepare it.
Yes. Taking requests.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. Thank you again, Kevin, for this awesome hour and a half that we've been able to spend together.
That is true. We are live tomorrow starting at 7 a.m. for the big show, Rudy and I. So, yes, make sure.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention that the whole time. And by the way, if you want one of Rudy's calendars, email him there, laplanespotting@gmail.com.
Send me an email, and if you would like, if you live locally, if you're around the LA, the area, we can figure out a way to hand deliver it to you, and cut the shipping costs. But if you would like for me to mail it out to you, please send me your mailing address, and I will get working on that in the next couple days.
All right.
So just come on out to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably the best way of doing it.
Oh yeah.
All right, we all ready for this? If you guys weren't here at the beginning, we're getting the festive spirit here.
Here we go. Let me.
Yay, Rudy!
Very nice.
All right. Well, geez, hour and a half went by quick, did it not?
It really did. It really
Always
did.
a good time. Well, this was absolutely amazing. And remember, Mark Mullen, we need to hear from you. Or we're going to do this all over again.
There's going to be a lot of Mark Mullins otherwise.
Yes, exactly. Mark Mullen, you won this. You're one of our YouTube members. Contact us by the 15th. Yes, exactly. All right. So again, tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. California time, Pacific Standard Time, is our big show on Sunday out at LAX. And we look forward to that.
Are you taking us out with the goodbye music?
Oh, yes. Oh, hop on your horses. Take us into the night, Saturday nights. Well, this was so much fun, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the amazing questions. Thank you all for the amazing support. As always, you guys, always amazing. You guys like the show? What do you think? Yeah? Should we do it more often? Should we do it more? All right, we will. All right. Again, Nick, thank you so much. Brandon, thank you so much. Rudy, thank you so much. And next time we'll have Sammy Cam. Sammy's ready to go outside. All right. All right. So, again, this was another episode of Sky Lounge. Just another show here on Airline Videos Live. All right. Oh, it makes me so sad to say goodbye, but I guess we'll wave to y'all. We'll see you tomorrow morning. This was a lot of fun. Thank you all for tuning in. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Have a good evening. Thank you all.
See you later.